Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue with another Maribel Blue Unfiltered, this time on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I want to say that I finally caught up with all of the Real Housewives of Atlanta yesterday. I wasn't feeling well. I was supposed to do my radio show. I just wasn't up to it. That's what I get for eating all that junk food. And I said, okay, I got to even this out and do my Unfiltered here on YouTube. And I've been dying to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta because there's just so much that happened this season. And of course I have my notes, so I apologize if you hear the paper through the microphone. Oh my goodness, where to begin? Okay, first and foremost, I have to say, I watched Nene Leakes this morning on her YouTube channel discussing what was going on with the reunion. They did record the reunion, and of course it was on Zoom because we're all on lockdown. And one of the things that she had mentioned was about what everybody was going to wear, because she had planned on wearing white, I believe. And then one of the producers came back, oh no, you can't wear white because so-and-so and so-and-so is wearing white. And she's like, okay, so I guess somebody has suggested to her maybe for her to wear black. Needless to say, long story short, cut to the chase. Oh, excuse me. When it came the day of shooting, she found out that everybody was wearing white and she was the only one wearing black. Now, when I heard this, the first thing that went through my mind was, you know, the evil one, the black sheep, things of that nature that shows that you're outside of what everybody else is doing. And, you know, it's messed up. I want to curse, and I'm really trying to be mindful not to use like the F word or even, you know, shit. Well, anyway, going on. So as I'm listening to her, I'm saying, wow, this is really effed up that they are doing this to her, because Nene has been from day one on this show. And I'm a fan of Nene Leakes. Some people may not be a fan for whatever reason that is. But, you know, you have to understand that in these reality shows, nobody stays the same. They all grow up, so to speak. They all come into their own. They're all riding on their successes. They're just not going to stay stagnant, because if we were stuck with the Nene Leakes from the first episode up until now, would we really appreciate the wonderful and beautiful person that she has become today? Probably not. And people would get bored. So the idea is that people do have to evolve. Even I have to evolve. So here we are. Getting back to, you know, what I was talking about before with the outfits and singling her out. So there was a lot of comments that she made that I wanted to bring up. Okay. One of the things that she had said was that they wanted her to give more detail on her friendship with Wendy Williams. Now, if you recall, I forget somebody who said, I know it was Wendy Williams who said it herself, that she was not a Real Housewife. She had no interest in being a part of the show. And I feel like if they brought that to the attention to Nene, was because maybe they were trying to incorporate Wendy onto the show. I mean, I don't know. Why? We don't need Wendy Williams on the show. I'm just saying. You know, she does her own thing. So, and the other thing was, well, we talked about the clothes, wearing white and all this stuff. Now, she brings up all of these really good points on her channel. If you haven't seen her video, please watch it, because one of the things that I like and don't like is that everybody now is coming on into social media more. Like, I want to talk about the Shahs of Sunset. I'm going to do that in the next video. I'm going to be wearing the same stuff, so don't even say anything about that. I'm just trying to get all of the content together and, you know, not do like an hour-long video, because people's attention spans are really short these days. So we talked about the clothes, her wearing black, everybody wearing white. I mean, even Tanya and Marlo. I mean, like, what the F? Seriously? And my thing is that, okay, maybe Marlo and Tanya don't have any suspicions on what was happening, and maybe they were told, oh, everybody's wearing white, and they just assumed that Nene was wearing white until Nene had contacted Marlo and said, you know, what are you wearing? So we talked about that. So one of the things that she brings up is, why is it that they wanted to bring Giovanna on? It was clear from the beginning when this thing happened with somebody recording, etc., etc. We all knew it was Giovanna. Giovanna, you know, when she came on last season and she was like trying to call out Eva, well, you know me, you know me. And her boyfriend was like mortified. I don't even know if the guy is still with her, but like he put his face in his hand, because who does that? Like, why is it that, well, I'm the bitch that you know? Who cares? Like, is this your way of like trying to get yourself into this show, like acting like a clown? Mind you, when I use that term, acting like a clown, I'm not being very nice about it. Not at all. So if I call you a clown, you know that I'm not meaning it in any type of endearing way. Just so you know. Okay. The other thing is, and the other thing that she had mentioned was that she did give Cynthia all of the recordings, whatever, because I guess Giovanna was recording Cynthia, what have you, so that she can go back to Nene and say, look at all the stuff that Cynthia's been saying about you. Now, I just want to cut into Cynthia a little bit and Kenya, because they have a very odd friendship. Odd to me, maybe not odd to anybody else. But I just want to say really quick, and I did mention this on one of my radio shows, and I'll probably link that show, that particular episode that I recorded. And I apologize for that recording in advance. I did it in my car. I just wanted to, you know, get the information while it was still in my head and not lose momentum of everything that was going on. So the thing is that I find the friendship strange, because why is it that Cynthia is always sticking up for Kenya's nonsense and acts like everything is okay? We all know that Kenya has a lot of issues. Her relationships have never been healthy. She's been in abusive relationships. And you know what? Like, to talk about being in an abusive relationship like you're helping other people. Oh yes, I was in a very abusive relationship. But then you still get into insane relationships. It's not helping any, is it? Like, no, you're not being an example. An example is that you had a situation or traumatic experience in your life, and now you've overcome it. You're living an entirely different life. You're not making those mistakes. You're recognizing what you did wrong, and whatever it is, your path, if you want to call it wrong, or just a learning experience journey, what have you. And now you're talking about how you're not like that anymore. And Kenya is still the same. She's still the same person when she came on the show the first time around. She's still the same person now. She's still the same person when she wasn't on the show. I mean, let's just cut into the last episode of how you're promoting your hair care, but you're talking about Nene. That's not promoting your brand. You would jump at every opportunity that when a camera is in front of you, you're going to be talking about your brand and not about somebody else. How stupid does that make you look? But Kenya's a clown, so what can I tell you? And whatever Cynthia shared with Kenya, I believe, is the reason why Cynthia is always covering up for her. Now, Cynthia and Nene have been friends for a long time. I have really no opinion on it. If Nene chooses to be her friend, that's none of my business. I mean, you know, those are their relationships. So everybody's going to have an opinion on everybody's relationships. I don't care either way. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying that, you know, I'm just indifferent about the whole thing. Just that it bothers me is that Cynthia will call out other people and just, oh, well, you know, just be good to Kenya. Be nice to Kenya. Kenya. Why? And then it's okay for Kenya to be mean to everybody else and call everybody on their shit, and then put this cookie lady, and now let's jump back into the things that Nene was saying in her video. Why not bring this cookie lady and Tanya and her boyfriend or fiance, whatever, whatever they are, and have a discussion about that? Because how wrong is Kenya? Like, you were so mad that you were called out on a wig. First and foremost, okay, the wig was in a bag, hairpiece, whatever you want to call it. Tanya is obligated to look in that bag and see what's in it, because they're in another country. They have to cross a border. So yes, if she left something behind, Tanya should look in it so that when she's crossing the border, she's not shocked about what's in the bag. What I think is that maybe Tanya was a little over the top in saying, look what I found, and making it a big deal because, Kenya lied about not wearing hair, wigs, whatever the case may be. I mean, it's like, come on, just everybody does it. There's no shame behind it. So I think, yes, if she's talking about like the reunion and stuff like that, yes, they should have brought that up, because why would you bring a lady who blatantly lied just to sell cookies in front of Tanya? And you know what? I like Tanya. I think that she handled it very well. So kudos to Tanya for not giving in to Kenya's clowniness. Maybe we should just call her Kenya the Clown. Okay. That was kind of funny. I have to, oh my goodness. So let's talk a little bit about the last episode and what had happened, because I want to touch a little bit upon Candy and Todd. Apparently, Mama Joyce started her shenanigans again with Todd, and she did this whole thing with the lunchbox. And, well, because I gave money and I pulled my hand out and the girl ran away with my money, and I just cried and cried and cried. I mean, let it go, Mama Joyce, for real. Okay, I get the whole thing with Candy and respect for Mama, blah, 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 blah. I get it. Let me tell you, I was in a similar situation. I had somebody here and he disrespected my mama, and you know what? He's not here anymore. Thank goodness. I know he's watching. So, glad you're gone. Just wanted to say that. So, yes, being disrespectful to mom is no good. However, when mom is being constantly disrespectful and bringing things up, it's like, get over it. They're not getting a divorce because, he signed that prenup. He ain't going nowhere. And you know what? I think that Candy really loves this guy. I mean, you see, she gets very emotional. She wants to do all of these things. They're both very aspiring to accomplish their goals, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when you're in a relationship and you have a family, you do have to find some kind of balance. So I have to agree with Todd in the things that he was saying, that you come back from this play and now you're making all of these plans and you're not spending time with the family. So it's very important that if you're going to have a career, you do have to have a balance with finding time for your family. I mean, she's I don't know if the girl gave birth. I haven't looked up if her surrogate gave birth, but hopefully everything is fine. But the names, no. Just find like a normal name. Blaze and Banks. Okay. Oh my goodness. I mean, I can't get with those. I just like normal, simple names. So yes, I wanted to talk about what was going on in their relationship in that last episode, where he apologized to Mama Joyce. And I believe that Todd will always be the bigger person in all of this, and not give in to his mother-in-law and the things that she said. I mean, did I ever hear Mama Joyce apologize about the things that she said about Todd's mom? I mean, we know that she's not alive anymore. She passed away, but she wasn't very nice at all. And I think the thing that bothers me the most with Candy is that she doesn't say anything to her mom. See, when my mom has something to say, I just look at her like, you know what? Nobody asked you. Thank you for your opinion, and just keep it moving. Because sometimes my mom and we're not going to always agree, like 99% of the time. Literally. But, that's my mother. So I feel like I could disagree with her, and I could say, I don't like what you're saying, but at the same time, somebody can't come off the street and think that they could be disrespectful to my mother and think that you're going to still live here under this roof. No, not going to happen. And there's more to that, but that's my own personal thing. I have a tendency of incorporating my own personal experience because I don't like speaking out of turn and saying, giving my opinions on something and then not having the experience to back it up. I have the experience too. I understand where Mama Joyce is coming from, but at the same time, you have to find a ground level of respect for your child. This is who she married. She has a child with him. She has another child with him. So stop the nonsense. Accept. I mean, this man is pulling out all the stops and everything that he's doing. So what else do you want? Stop it with the crying and the babbling about money, because it ain't about money. These people clearly love each other, and that's that. I don't have much to say about Eva other than she's just kind of like the third wheel that was hanging out with everybody. Portia, I have nothing but love for Portia. I always loved her on the show. She's like a breath of fresh air, and I hope that things work out with her and Dennis. But the big thing has been Nene and Kenya and Cynthia, somewhat, so to speak. I don't know if we're going to see Kenya. I'm just going to assume that she's going to be part of next season. And I mean, it's like, what are you going to do now? You really don't have Mark anymore. You have your beautiful daughter, but I just don't see anything else. What is just going to be this relentless argument with Nene? Just stop it already. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I hope you enjoy it. Subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more videos coming up. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the Shahs of Sunset, because it is long overdue on the things that I have to say about the Shahs of Sunset and everything that's been going on there. So with all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing out. Thanks for watching. Bye.